Hi, I'm Eric Franklin and I'm going to tell you about my upcoming pelvic power workshop at the APPI conference in London. If you're a movement teacher and you'd have the choice between teaching your clients to do another exercise or showing them fundamentally what it means to move healthfully, what would you do? Well, the question is, if you choose to teach healthy movement, which will benefit your student no matter what he does, daily movement, exercise, Pilates, yoga, and so forth, then the question is, what is that? Well, one of the most important principles is movement economy, movement efficiency, using just the right amount of energy to produce movement, not more and not less. That is what's going to save your joints, tissues, and muscles. Now, in the pelvis, we need to know three things to create efficiency. And the first is that your pelvis has motion. And there's a bunch of reasons for this. Two very important ones are force absorption, another one is walking. Your pelvis needs to adapt to this in the most efficient manner. We'll learn about this at the workshop. Then the next principle is you need to understand that bony movement is in the most cases, when it comes to your limbs, spiralic. So the bones move in spirals because that enables them to generate and absorb force efficiently. And finally, the third principle, movement of bones at joints is counter-rotary. In other words, the bones counter-rotate again to absorb and generate force and create natural stability. All this and a lot more we're going to learn at these workshops in London. So see you then. Hi, my name is Eric Franklin and I'm excited to tell you about my upcoming Iliopsoas workshop at the APPI conference in London. The Iliopsoas. Well, it's not one muscle, it's actually four. If you really want to understand its function, you need to look at these four different aspects and embody them separately. First of all, the psoas major has a superficial and deep aspect that do function differently. Then you have a psoas minor, which is again an entirely different story, and then you have the iliacus. One of them is the most important hip flexor, another is a stabilizer, another one can influence pelvic motion. All this we will learn, but not only this. We will also, at this workshop, learn all about dynamic alignment. What are the fundamental principles of creating dynamic and not static alignment? And then we will bring in the whole muscle story revolving around the core and understand how the core relates to the periphery. So you will get a lot of brand new information on the transversus abdominis, pelvic floor, and many other muscles. So looking forward to seeing you there, and bye. Hi, I'm Eric Franklin and I would like to focus on one aspect of the pelvis for you today. And that's the movement of the sacrum. We all know what the sacrum is. It's the base of the spine. It's very important for pelvic function. The movement of the sacrum, simply understood, is a nodding forward and a movement back again, which is called nutation and counter-nutation. The big question is, when does this movement happen? Well, it depends on the movement you're doing, it depends on the position you're in. And this is very important if you're a movement teacher. If, for example, you're doing exercise in lying down, the sacrum is naturally more counter-nutated, more lifted. If you're standing up, the sacrum is naturally more nutated. So completely different cueing is going to be involved. These things you need to know, as well as what happens when you shift your weight from one side to the other, because then not only does the sacrum nutate, it also rotates. All these aspects and a lot more you can learn at the upcoming Franklin Method workshops taking place all around the world, including London, Zurich, Paris, and Singapore. And let's not forget Tokyo. And see you then.